Hello, everyone. Welcome to Plant Based Cooking with AARP Alabama. I'm your host for today, Tawana Wright, and today's episode is with Chef Kimberly McNair Brock. Folks, we want to remind you that AARP empowers people to choose how they live as they age. AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization that has over 420,000 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate for those 50 plus and their families. Since the pandemic began, we've discovered that plant-based cooking is a popular target around the country. Topic around the country, and folks really enjoy this show. And we're glad you're joining us. Drop in the chat where you're from so we can see who's with us today. Chef Kim, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Kim, you know, folks don't really come here to see me, so I'm going to get out of the way, let you get started. All right?
Awesome. Well, today we are going to make a cauliflower steak, but not just a regular cauliflower steak. We're doing a French onion cauliflower steak. So, for the sake of time, I have gotten our cauliflower here, and I have just taken the whole bowl of the cauliflower, the whole head, and just sliced it. I'd say you get 2 to 3 perfect steaks and then some crumbly sides. So I put that cut that down. I put some oil, drizzled it in the sheet pan, put some salt, pepper, granulated garlic, laid the steaks down, and did it again with some oil, salt, pepper, and granulated garlic. And you're going to put it in an oven about 350 and to get that roasted and get it softened. So while that's going, we're going to start our caramelized onions. So I've got about 2.5 onions, which is probably more than you need. And I've got some fresh thyme here as well. So I'm going to got this on a little bit of high heat to just get this going. And we're going to be multitasking as we always do in the kitchen. And we're just going to get these broken down. And once they start to soften, then we'll lower our heat, okay? So, and I had a little oil in here too, a little rapeseed oil in the pan. So to this, this is probably about 1.5 tablespoons of fresh thyme. And this is some beautiful thyme. It had both purple and green leaves. So just gonna put that in like that. All right, you can smell it, smells good. And these are all the notes. If you think of French onion soup, that's what this reminds you of, okay? I'm gonna put this in and continue to move the onions around. And I will season them as well with our mixture. Salt. You can just do salt. You can do salt, pepper. We'll put granulated garlic in here as well. All right. So while that's doing its thing, we're also going to do a little bonus for you all today. And we're going to do a little starred vegetable. Okay. So we're just gonna, we got some zucchini here that we're gonna quarter into nice cubes, about 1/2 inch thick. Okay. I'll put them in this bowl. 2 smallish, medium-sized zucchini. All right. Let's chop these up, like I said, about 1/2 inch thick. Put them in the bowl. I'm gonna stir our onions. So it's sort of like a constant little symphony. If you have a lid to your skillet, you can put it over to sweat it. but you really want to draw the moisture out of the mushroom, out of the onions. That's what you want to kind of focus on. So, and like I said, this is probably more onions than you need. Probably 2 small onions would be good. Put that there. All right. So then I've got a little bit of sweet peppers. Just give them a rough chop as well. Add them into the bowl with our grilled vegetables. So we get all of it. And you can use red for beautiful color. You can do some yellow. You can do some yellow squash, if you can find some good squash. I'm not really sure it's the season for that just yet. You can do some red onions, which are great for color. I've got a shallot here that I'm going to chop up and make sure it's all broken apart.
Chef, can you tell them again what's in their spice blend?
So this is sea salt, black pepper, and granulated garlic. And then I'm putting a different spice blend on the veggies, and I'll tell you all about that when I get to that. All right. I think that's enough. I had an onion here, but I think we got enough onions going. We'll just go with our shallot. Nice color there. All right. So let's break them down kind of slowly. But like I said, you just want to keep it on high heat and keep it moving. Okay. I'm going to add a little salt to that to help speed up the process. A lot of times the salt gets so hot here at times, the salt has moisture in it, the sea salt, so it's unrefined. And so it looks like I put a lot of salt in here, but not a lot came out. Yeah, it's starting to break down slowly. All right. I'm going to check on our cauliflower. And I had charted this a little bit beforehand. So I would say probably a good 30 minutes is good because we're going to be cooking this in stages. Keep going with our onions. Keep sweating those so they get nice and tender. All right. So we're going to start with our carrots. And you can cut them a couple of ways. I like to do mine lengthwise, which makes you look like you got a really long carrot. But then if you want to keep it with the size of everything else, you can kind of chunk it like this, just a back and forth motion. Only thing about this is they are not going to get tender, but they'll have a little bite to them, which is still kind of nice. All right. Drop that in a bowl. I'll put these in too. It won't hurt. It will eat the same. Throw this away. I'll do one more carrot. Onions are doing their thing. It's starting to get a little color on them. All right. And again, I'm gonna cut these in half. All right. Okay. Everything's kind of a cube shape now. All right. Keep stirring the onion. Don't want it to burn. And get tender. And so what we're going to do is once you get the onions where we want them, we're going to top our cauliflower steaks with them. And then we're going to add our vegan cheese to them. We're going to add a little bit of our spice one in here. Okay. Starting to caramelize. And that's the biggest thing, is just being patient with the onions. Okay. All right. We got our carrots done. All right, so we have everything done here. And if you wanted to, you could drizzle this with a little oil on top. But I'm not going to do that because we're going to have a little oil residue in the pan. And since we're charring them, we don't want to fry them. So charring just really signifies the color. And a way to do that in a dry pan, dry skillet, or cast iron skillet is to have the pan be as dry as possible. So, okay. All right, and so, but I am going to season this. This is our try mix. And you know, I always kind of sneeze when I have some chili powder. But this is chili powder, granulated garlic, and sea salt. All right, I'm just going to toss this together. And it will start breaking down some of the salted here, the vegetables. But when we clean our skillet out, we can drop these veggies right in, and they'll be good to go.
Chef, what's a try mix?
It's just our blend that we use for roasted vegetables. Just a nice mild blend. It doesn't have black pepper in it like the other seasoning does, but it has a smoky aspect of the chili powder in it. And I'm about ready to cut these onions off. So what I also have here is our cheese blend that we've made, and it's with vegan cheese. We've got a vegan mozzarella and a vegan parm that I have just mixed together. Just kind of made my own little personal blend there. Okay. All right. Now, if you want it, you could cook these down even more. But I'm going to go ahead and get these onions on top of our cauliflower so that they can start to do what they do. Okay. And just constant motion there. So turn this down a little bit. Not no smoke going on in here. All right. Take our cauliflower and we're just going to put this on top of our steak. We're just going to put a layer of onions on the top of the cauliflower. All right. Smells really good in here, guys. I'm going to Put it on the third, sort of a mini steak. And a little bit left. I'm going to put on this bowl here. All right. Okay. So then to this, I'm going to add our vegan cheese mixture. I'm going to put this on top. So we have a nice melty deliciousness. And really, if cheese is one of the things that you're missing or the reason you don't want to give up dairy, I'm telling you, there's some great vegan cheeses out there. So you just got to find out which one is your favorite. Okay. Okay. All right. And in the oven we're going. And the oven is on 350. You could put it on a little higher if you wanted to speed up the process. I don't want to mess up anything, so I'm going to leave it alone. So, all right. I'm going to take our onions and get them out of the pan so that we can char our vegetables. And you can use whatever vegetables you have or that you like. Like, this is just a great way to use up some produce that you might have in the fridge, and you don't want to lose it. So if you got some asparagus, you got broccoli, even if you have some cauliflower, so mushrooms would be great in this. So yeah, anything like that you have that you want to just right through there, that you want to just get rid of, you don't want to go bad in your refrigerator. So I'm just heating this skillet back up, and we're going to drop these vegetables in, and it'll be kind of like a constant movement here. Just take a little bit of this out, because basically we're getting color on it. That's our goal. Okay. Let's sit there and get some.
Chef, how long are we letting the steaks with the cheese on it stay in the oven?
So just long enough for the cheese to melt. So I would say maybe 10, 15 minutes, depends on how high your oven is, as well as where you have it in the oven. So like if you have it on the top shelf versus the middle of the oven. And every oven is different, so it depends on that. I may have to put the fan on here, guys, because I do not want to cause a fire and the fire alarm to go off. All right, so just continuing to char these vegetables, and as you can see, you're getting some little black dark places on here, and this is just like if you were to put them on a grill. But who wants to go through all that trouble for one night meal? That's the only thing that you're putting on the grill. So use your cast iron skillet. Use your skillet that you have at home, and just sort of dry, do a dry saute and char them like I'm doing here. So, when I cut this lengthwise like that, of course, they're going to get done a lot quicker than the other carrots that are cut a little thicker. So just keep that in mind. but it smells really good already, you all. Now, if you wanted to add a little oil in here, you could, but I just think it sort of takes away from the charred flavor. If you just take time to have the veggies just really get cooked, seared on the outside in that high heat, that's what you want. All right. So I've cut our oven up to 400 because we want to get this going. And I actually have a couple of pieces of bread, like some really good crostini that I already toasted off to go with it. Okay, I want these vegetables to be done in a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm going to clean up a little bit and get ready to start plating. Turn that over. This is our plate here. And I have made some hummus from scratch. And we're going to put that down in our pan. Just moving. Okay. All right. We're just going to take this hummus and just sort of spread a little bit of it in the bottom of the pan. If you have a favorite hummus that you like, a store brand or a restaurant that you like to get yours from, by all means, you don't have to make your own hummus. It's very easy to do. I'm turning our charred veggies off. They're nice and delicious. Okay. And we're going to check on our cauliflower again. This is not my oven, you all, so I don't know if we're getting along fully. But I'm going to go ahead and plate this up. Skillet's right here, spatula. So I'll go with this nice big one here. All right. I'm going to put down on the cauliflower. Okay. Then we're going to come in, put some of our charred veggies on the side. Get the spatula. All right. Okay. And then, okay, we're going to, well, onion being hard-headed, we're going to get our crostini. We'll put a nice little piece of crostini there on the side. And there you have it. This is our French onion cauliflower steak with charred vegetables on a bed of hummus.
Chef, that looks pretty good. Uh, looks pretty good. And I wish we had smell-o-vision.
But it
Folks,
smells pretty awesome here.
yeah, I bet. Folks, we want to remind you that we need your feedback. So when you receive the email to fill out the survey regarding the class, let us know how we did, and let us know anything you like, dislike. Just let us know. We're open to your opinions. Kim, thank you so much for another episode. Folks, we'll be back in June. Our show in June is scheduled for June 23rd. Take care and enjoy your cooking.